Welcome back, cowboys and cowgirls, to another episode of What the Foot Fetish. I'm Buck.
Hey guys, welcome back. Don't mind Buck this week. We have a nice little story for you from Buck's side.
His nature trip is still lingering.
Yeah, so TLDR is that Buck's been on vacation all week. He didn't really miss much in NFT land, because nobody did. It didn't really do anything, but I guess he can elaborate on what he decided to do instead of, degen with NFTs with us all week.
Yeah, so pretty much my friend, he's from Michigan. He's never been to California. He had carpal tunnel, so he had to have surgery, and he's a barber, so he couldn't work or go to the gym because his hand's in a cast. So he's like, fuck it, I'll go to California. So pretty much the first night, we were just camping and whatever. And keep in mind, I had no plans. This was such a last minute thing. I think he told me the week before. And, all I do now is, be an asshole on Discord. So I don't really do much outside of that and didn't really have any plans. But I was like, well, I guess we can camp because it's I'm in the mountains in the woods. So there's infinite places to camp. So we were just camping somewhere not too far from my house. And then we were both like, what if we went to Yosemite? And usually, especially during the summer months, Yosemite is booked for a year in advance. It's super hard. You can't just on a whim go get a spot. But it's a little bit before the summer season. So we found a camping spot. And so we're just like, yeah, let's do it. So we drive out there, and it's I've never been before. He had never been. But my friend told us, she said, oh, you guys should hike Half Dome. It's totally worth it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I've heard of that one. It's pretty famous hike. So I look on the map, and it's an 8.5 mile hike or something like that. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's not... And I looked at it on the map, too. And when you're looking downwards on it, yeah, it looks like 8.5 miles. Oh, that's not the worst thing ever. I could probably knock that out in 10 hours or so. So we wake up at the ass crack of dawn, get at it. Completely unprepared, by the way. I was wearing sneakers, basketball shorts, no sunscreen, no hat. We packed a couple sandwiches, a couple Cliff Bars, and 6 bottles of water. I was like, I live in the woods. I've done some hiking in my day. I consider myself a halfway expert hiker. Anyway, so at first, we we're hiking and we see a lot of, there's as you start, a lot of people that are let's say not in the best shape, and we're like, oh, we got this. We got this. This is easy. And yeah, and it feels like you've walked, because you got to keep in mind also in elevation you're going up about a mile, which is another thing to consider, that's extra. It makes it a lot harder. So anyways, as we keep going, every couple miles or so, I'm thinking oh, we're almost there. I see it's not that far. We're almost there. We're pretty much to the top. And boy, by the end, when we got there, it was it was pretty hard. It was really hard. And by the time we got there, we had 1 Cliff Bar left and a bottle and a half of water. It was 80 some degrees outside. And we're like, wow, maybe we should have planned a little better. So that now we have to really ration things on the way back. So we get to the top, and honestly, it was completely worth it. The view up there, just incredible. You see a lot of incredible mountain views in Northern California, but this is probably the most breathtaking thing I've seen from up there. So it was amazing. He brought his camera. We took a lot of pictures. We hung out. We ate our sandwiches and whatever, and so then we're down to a Cliff Bar and a bottle and a half of water. We're like, well, shit. And we remember that there was a campsite on the way down, so we're like, okay, maybe we can fill up there. We're like, we can probably fill up there. They probably, we saw bathrooms, and I was like, oh, well, you can't have bathrooms without water. So we're at the top. I'm still pretty hungry because we burned, I think something 3,000 calories, and our sandwiches were maybe I don't know, 600. So still pretty hungry. So all I have in my bag is some mushrooms, and I mean magic mushrooms. So I'm just well, fuck it. So just to suppress the hunger a little bit, I eat a few mushrooms, we drink down a little bit of water, and then we head back on our way. So we start heading back down. You know, it's hot. It's really hot, but at least we're going downhill, so it's like that much easier. By the time I got to the top, like my legs were done. Like they were already in pain. Like I already knew like the damage has been done, and I can't just die up here, so I got to go all the way back. So we make it down, you know, a few miles, like walk for a few hours, and then we make it to the bathroom, and I go in there, and it's like one of those like composting toilet ones. Like it doesn't have water. Now we're really like, shit, we're down to like 1 bottle of water, and we're not even close to the bottom. Anyways, I mean, obviously I survived, but by the end of it, it's like we're exhausted, you know, super hungry, dehydrated, and also I was tripping on mushrooms. So it's like all that together, you know, excellent time. 10 out of 10. Would definitely recommend, but probably prepare better than I did.
So I will have to say that's such an interesting story, and it's probably, you were probably more well planned and more successful than anything that happened in NFTs this week.
That sounds about right.
Starting with the PXN reveal debacle, talking about unplanned, right? So I guess Jack, we'll fill Buck into this stuff that happened this week, right? So PXN, the most hyped project of the month, right? Reveals. Everyone, you know, it was spiking into reveal. Everything was crashing last week. PXN was the only thing. Remember, people were leaving Azuki to flood into PXN because of the Azuki drama, right? And then they start revealing, and there's a couple one-of-ones, maybe there's like 20 to 30 quote-unquote legendaries that people started seeing on Twitter. They were like exact copies of other like famous anime cartoons.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as a, you know, self-proclaimed weeb, I was quite offended that they would just steal artwork like that. But yeah, like they were like, for anyone or that knows anything about anime, there's like a Naruto one and like a Luffy one and a Demon Slayer one, and they had literally just taken the characters from those shows and just made them into the PXN like complete copy. There's a Zoro one.
Yeah, so immediately the FUD starts online. The floor is crashing. I think it came, like, commons usually dump on reveal, but like, I mean, everything dumped. Like it went from like maybe 4 ETH down to like 2 ETH, the floor. But in their defense, because they're the almighty Nanoverse team, they came out with a response fairly quick. So they said that, kind of apologetic, kind of not. They did more like, oh, every project does one-of-ones that takes inspiration from other things, which is true, because people were posting like clone X's and stuff that are quote-unquote copies, not copies of famous anime. But what they were going to do is they were going to re-roll the legendary traits and give the people who had them 10 ETH. So that seemed kind of calm the market down, but it went on the debate of like copyright issues and, you know, how could they do this, and, you know, the world was ending. So
yeah, I don't know if I 100% agree with the FUD. Like, yeah, it's like shitty because they kind of just stole the artwork, right? But like, that is just so not new in NFTs. So I don't know why people were so surprised by it.
Yeah, like every collection has like the top, the 5 or the 10 or the 15, like, oh, this is the Spider-Man one, and then this is the Mario one, right? And then this is like the Goku one.
Yeah,
right?
Especially with an anime-focused project. Like, how did people not see that coming?
Right. And then all of a sudden there was a problem for PXN. So
But why would they be mad unless, like, say that the whole collection got removed for copyright infringement? Why did they care? Like, wouldn't they be like, oh, that's cool? Like, if you like anime, like Jack does, you know, because he's a lore guy, when you be like, oh, I know the lore behind this character, wouldn't that make it worth more?
Yeah, dude, right? I was sweeping Naruto PXNs off the floor. Are you kidding me?
it depends which influencer you are, right? So sometimes on Twitter they say it's okay, sometimes on Twitter they say it's not okay.
Dude, that's actually so true though, because like, how many times, like you just said, is there reveal, and then the artwork for the legendaries is obviously like, inspired from other things, and influencers don't tweet about it, but then one influencer tweets about PXN, about some character looking like an anime, and everyone's like, wait, I should care about this, and then they all freak out.
Yeah, I didn't really know who those anime characters were, and it was all over Twitter. but
Yeah.
they responded
they're
quick.
fair.
So kudos to them. Are they doing good now? No, I guess if you consider good, not completely going to zero, because the NFT market is pretty bad right now and pretty cold, and going to zero. It's so cold that Solana's become a big thing since you were gone. I don't know if you heard all the Solana news.
I kind of have heard stuff quite a bit here and there. I see a lot of videos pop up in my suggested. It seems everyone is now on the Solana wave.
Picture how slow and boring the Ethereum NFTs have been this week, where Solana's taken front seat.
I mean, with PXN, it's just like every other project, and I've said this a million times. The thing that ruins it is the fudders and paper hands.
Well, that's what happened. It's nothing to do with the project. It's and the other undercutters, because we should never ever sell anything.
No, definitely not for floor price too.
So
Taking profits at the top.
I just want to not to toot my own horn, but surprise, surprise, it went exactly like I said. I'm gonna sell before reveal because there's all this hype around it. It's gonna reveal, commons will dump, rares will pump, like every other NFT. So now I could buy back in and still have 2 ETH in my pocket, but I think it's gonna bleed out a lot more, probably down to much less than 2 ETH. And then maybe I'll scoop one, for a nice slow price at 75% discount.
Oh yeah, just discounted prices, because that everyone buys the dip, because when you buy the dip, nothing could go wrong. Just remember that.
Yeah, NFTs only go up, and if they're not, you got to flip the chart upside down.
Yeah. So on Solana was the OK Bears, which is going to be the Solana's Bored Ape Yacht Club,
Yeah.
and they've been getting a lot of hype on Twitter. So much hype that there's actually an ETH derivative called Not OK Bears that I saw them at 0.03, and all they are mirror images. They're flipped OK Bears on Ethereum, right?
Yeah.
I saw them at 0.03. They got to a high of 0.5, and then came down a little, and then got delisted from OpenSea.
After they had how much volume was it? That was
Right.
a ridiculous amount of volume.
About 3,000 ETH the volume. So here's another Web3 rant issue, right? So OpenSea, high and mighty OpenSea, takes down this collection for copyright issues from OK Bears, but only after 3,000 ETH of volume is traded, which means OpenSea made 75 ETH in fees, in their 2.5% fee, right? So now, I don't know what happens with that 75 ETH, but do you think it gets dispersed to the people that bought their OK Bears on OpenSea and now can't sell them on OpenSea? I don't think that's how it works. So
It's gross how much control OpenSea has over stuff like that, and I don't understand how there's not been another marketplace to take over OpenSea. It's blowing my mind.
and it's so what? They didn't think it was a copy before it reached 100 ETH traded?
Well, no, dude, they were following Steve Aoki's wallet, and then he bought one, and they're like, "Oh, time to shut it down."
Oh, wait. I got a funny story about Steve Aoki. It's completely unrelated to NFTs, but you just reminded me. I forget. So he threw out the first pitch at a baseball game, right? I forget which game it was, but if you saw the clip. So, Buck, just from a guess, how do you think the first pitch from Steve Aoki went at a baseball game?
Probably terrible. I don't think he's a baseball player.
Okay, it went terrible, but the way it went terrible was hilarious. He overthrew the catcher by 20 feet, and the ball went into the stands.
Wait, 20 feet over his head?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this guy is just a top magnet, bro. It's they compared it. I don't know if you guys remember, 50 Cent had the worst one of all time, where he just threw it completely into the ground, 3 feet in front of him. No, Steve Aoki, completely top.
It was horrendous. I saw that this morning.
Yeah. So there you go. Steve Aoki buys the top of NFTs and also overthrows the catcher.
Wow.
So good.
When you watch that, when you see that on TV, do you tell your wife, "Hey, honey, that's the guy from NFTs"? That's how I know.
I think that's where.
That's how I know
he's
when to
famous
sell.
from, right?
That's how I know when to sell my monkey pictures. That guy right there.
Yeah.
He saved me thousands. Oh, it's so funny, dude.
Yeah. All right. So that was my little Steve Aoki side note.
love it.
We could go back to talking about NFT reveals because we have I guess our favorite punching bag one would be Black Paris. And,
Dude.
that reveal went about as well as expected.
Don't tell me because I'm gone, hiking out in the woods, and I'm expecting that it's gonna, like it goes like all the Moon Boys said, I'm sure, where it just starts, it just moons. They have a major partnership, and it's at 50 ETH right now, and I fucked up for not buying at 0.1. Is that how it went?
Well, yeah. Because you didn't respect the iron floor. Right. And the backdoor deals.
Because they might have a big partnership coming out.
So, in reality, they don't have a big. I don't know about their partnership, but I think their floor is at like 0.08 or 0.09 or something like that.
No, it can't. What? It can't be. You mean like 8 ETH?
Well, yeah, if you turn the chart upside down.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I turned the upside down chart upside down.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. So we're safe. Okay.
Oh yeah, mine's a little slightly tilted. It's like not all the way upside down, like 45 degrees.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the new strategy, is it?
Yeah, but I'm looking at this Black Paris artwork reveal, and everything's black, obviously, and dark. But then it's like on the hoodie and on the clothes, it's like the word Black Paris is written in white block letters, and it looks like it just randomly floaty photoshopped onto the jacket.
Like the 3D models, the shadows are so bad that there's like not enough depth to like make it look like it's there. It just looks like a fucking watermark.
It looks like a Nintendo 64 graphics.
It's like, how are people gonna know this is black merch? Oh, just put the logo on there, dude.
With the worst possible rendering.
Just looking at this, like literally, if they would have removed that word, it looks like every other 3D soft drug. Like literally, like any other Clone X ripoff. They don't even look like like the thing I always say about like how 3D obviously it's slow rug, but also it's like the really bad 3D ones, like those hangry hippos and whatever. It's like they look dead. They like. The Hape artwork was pretty bad. Like there was a lot of clipping and stuff, but they kind of had emotion. Like they kind of looked like they could have been animated, but it's like these just look dead. Like they just have like that blank stare. Like they look like Kohl's mannequins.
Well, that's the thing about black too, is I don't think that looking through the collection, like you would assume that with the generative collection there would be like facial expressions and eye, but I'm pretty sure every single one just has the same like mouth, nose, and eyes, and they just are all the same.
Wow.
Well, it's an exclusive stigma about it, right? They're Black Paris.
They're edgy and luxury.
It's not about the art; it's about the discount that you'll get on merch.
So when I get this fleece hoodie, will it have this photoshopped Black Paris block letters on it?
I think that they'll have like a black sticker that they just get these from like a generic sweatshop or whatever, and then they just like slap these reflective black stickers on them, and that's the brand.
Like when you buy the t-shirt from Target and it has a little sticker that says inspected by number 47.
Oh god.
They actually did just announce a major partnership.
Did they? I missed it.
Is it Long John Silver's? Please tell me it's Long John Silver's.
No, it's White Paris. No, actually, it's X2Y2 NFT Marketplace.
Oh, so,
wow.
Yeah.
That's
so huge. Absolutely moon.
So another brand that no one cares about.
Well, you get tokens, I think, and I think they only charge. But don't they only charge like a 2% fee instead of a 2.5?
Well, it says 100% of profits, but I guess that's just where NFTs go to die.
Is it?
No, it's tokens.
Is it mooning from 0.08 to 0.09?
Probably 0.085.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wow.
That's 08 to 0.85.
That's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you should remind me of all this stuff.
Are you guys trying to tell me that large established companies are capable of cash grabs? That's not a myth?
Well, why do you think there's a cash grab? They need this land. They need these funds to build their black metaverse.
Oh, right. The Blackverse.
Yeah. So, I mean, what else would you want to do with $6 million?
Yeah, and they obviously have no other way to obtain funds, like no real world method to obtain money that they could create a metaverse with.
Probably not sales. It's probably not from their sales because their profit margin's so small because their quality's so high, right?
Right.
I'm honestly curious to like see the actual sales of Black Paris, of the clothing brand. Like, they make themselves seem so hype, but I've never met anyone that has ever bought anything from Black. So I can't imagine. Like, I just feel like there's just this giant fake brand that like acts like they're hype, but really is just not at all.
Well, it could be one of those like niche exclusive ones, but yeah, it's not mainstream, or at least
it's so exclusive that only 8 people wear it.
Yeah.
It's so exclusive that anyone can go to black.com and buy something.
Well, now you can get a really good discount. So you get a discount on the NFT, which gives you a discount on the hoodie. So it's like, now Black, how exclusive can it be? It's pretty much free now, right? Discounts on top of discounts.
Yeah, their floor price is approaching the price of one hoodie.
The only way it would be slightly interesting is if they let you buy the merch in ETH. Like, if it was like, oh, it's normally 0.02 for a hoodie, which is actually a fucking lot. 0.002.
Oh,
not anymore.
Guys. Oh, guys,
yeah, it's about right.
I just did the math. So the way ETH is currently sitting, and the floor price of Black being at 0.085, one NFT is $178, and I'm pretty sure their hoodies are $175.
Yeah.
So you have a choice. You have a choice to buy an NFT or a hoodie.
Yeah, dude. No, you could buy the NFT, get the discount, and then sell the NFT.
That's all the NFT.
Well, that's assuming that someone wants to buy it after you. That's
well, it's gonna go to
it sells.
Well, we're probably just being short-sighted. It's going to go to an ETH, so...
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for crazy volume.
If this was going the other way, I wouldn't be talking like this.
Yeah. I think you're just jealous.
Yeah.
There's another project, which it's funny when you say mooning. So Skyverse today, I forgot which chat I was in. Skyverse announced some kind of utility with a tool. I forget if it was Alpha Sharks. I might be misquoting this, or it's gonna get a node because everyone's getting a node. But that mooned from 0.09 to 0.13 with a crazy utility. Yeah.
Insane.
Keep in mind that mint was 0.1. I think you missed Skyverse mint also.
No. I meant it. I actually made a 0.02 off that by flipping it.
0.02. Oh wow, you could almost afford a black sweatshirt.
Yeah. No,
I was very disappointed with that project.
That paid for like a quarter of my gas going to Yosemite, bro. Don't be hating.
Oh, profits is profits. I won't shame you unlike some high profile YouTube influencers and Twitter influencers. How dare you sell for point? How dare you take profits? So I can't think of. I'm trying to go back and think. So, another overhyped project was that CP Goods or Pop Goods.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think that they did bad. It's just that, remember, they were going to be the next Moonbirds.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, they were not. Like, I think their mint price was 3 ETH because, Moonbirds was 2.5 ETH. So
was it actually?
Yeah, it was 3 ETH. What'd you say?
I thought you just had to have 3 ETH in your wallet to register. That's how much mint was too?
Yes. So mint, It was like mint for whitelist and public. I don't know if there was a public. There was like a collab list. It was 3 ETH. But then if you were a Genesis holder, you got a discount so you could mint for 2.55 ETH. And last I looked, it was it stayed about 3 ETH pre-reveal, and I think like it's 1.5 ETH for the commons now.
Yeah.
So yeah, not Moonbirds, even though they tried to advertise it like that.
I mean, props to them for even being able to sell out at 3 ETH in this like current market. Like, it's surprising, but I don't understand why people would think it would go that crazy. Like, their Genesis collection is at 13 ETH, and Proof Pass was at 100 ETH. Like, there's some discretion there.
Well, that's what the Genesis, when they announced it, I think was at 30 ETH. But then you look into the Genesis, I think the Genesis only has like 500 items or something like that. It was something real small. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those typical like, oh my floor price is 1 million ETH, but I have 2 sales.
Yeah.
and only 1 unlisted.
6 or so.
Yeah. So
Did that one come
that's
out
actually
yet?
minting. No,
No,
actually,
that's tomorrow.
Oh, yay.
well, today, sorry for the listeners, we're recording on Tuesday, and I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. So this will actually, this recording will air after 6 or so mints. So we could talk about that next week, I guess. But
Yeah.
I guess talking to you from the past or the future, I can't think right now, but it's probably not going to go good. But they do have that backdoor deal where nobody's allowed to list lower than 0.8. So yeah, that might be good.
Oh wait, that was them that had that.
A couple of projects have backdoor deals, but yeah, this is one of them.
That's it's so annoying.
Yeah, so because I think that I haven't looked at this project in so long, but I think that their Dutch auction starts at 0.5 or 0.6. So yeah, if the Dutch auction starts at 0.5, the floor price is probably going to be in ETH, right?
I mean, that makes complete sense to me.
Which would you rather be caught in public with? A fully, like, blacked out, shirt, pants, shoes, all that, or Six Rousseau?
Well, I've never 6 or so. When I asked them about their Web 2 sales, they said they didn't have any.
Well, yeah, but let's say hypothetically, like, your crush catches you in the celery aisle at Walmart. Which would you rather be wearing?
I don't even know.
Genesis an option.
Yeah.
No,
Wait, the
that's what I'm
Genesis
saying.
one?
Black, like, would you rather be in all black apparel or all Six Rousseau apparel?
All black. Oh, like the brand black.
Yeah,
Black.
yeah.
Oh well, 6 or so because it's Web3 exclusive, and everyone needs to know that I lose money.
Yeah, there's not. You can't compare to that.
All right, hold on. Let me throw in a third option. Or
Okay.
decked out in funky fungi merch.
Funky
the-
fungi. I
the
will
funky
wear
fungi
both
hoodie.
of my
That's gotta
hoodies
be-
at once.
We need to do. You know what? We need to do. It's been suggested to us to do a "Where Are They Now" section of the podcast, and I think we should change. Like, where are they now? We know where they're going to be now, right? The floor is going to be as close to 0 as possible. But it's like we should find someone that actually has like the hoodie. Like, did they even go through on the roadmap with mailing out the hoodies?
I think we might know a few people.
Yeah, well, yeah. We have some friends that should be getting it any day now. I mean, I can't imagine that there'd be a holdup on the merch.
Wait,
How long ago was that?
that was at
Seems like
least
years.
2 months ago.
2 months
at
ago,
least.
right?
Maybe 3. I want you guys to guess right now what you think the floor price is of Funky Fungi.
0.009.
It minted at 0.1.
Yeah,
0.009.
I would say like 013.
You think it's 013 Pro?
Am I being too bullish?
That's a bit bold, don't you think?
well, because ETH is only like what's that? So with ETH, what's that? $23, $20?
Okay.
30 bucks?
Wait, what is it?
0.007.
Oh, man.
Oh, even I was high. Damn.
That is $14, dude. It's
Bro.
gonna cost me more in gas to transfer that to my wallet.
Honestly, okay, $14 hoodies, I don't give a shit what it says. That's a good deal.
Yeah, that is.
No, but it wasn't when you got it.
You have to
It's
mint
probably
it?
not.
Or what?
Yeah, I think you had to mint it. I think you had to hold.
Yeah.
The,
Oh, no.
No, and not only had you minted, you had to be like one of the first 800 because that wasn't fabricated FOMO at all.
Oh my god, dude.
So you're telling me that my $14 fungus NFT is worthless?
Well, no, it's worth $14.
Yeah,
Oh.
$14.
Oh, right. How
That's
naive.
more than. You know how many USTs though are that is?
A lot more than 14.
Yeah.
How's that doing right now? I saw, was it earlier this week? It was at like 40 cents. Did that make a huge recovery?
I haven't looked at UST to be honest, but I did see that Luna itself got a meme coin status, and people were buying like how many zeros there were. I don't know. It was like 0.0901, and people were buying it as a meme coin and making like, I think it's 28x overnight or 200x overnight or something like that.
Oh,
It's like
Funny fucking story about that. So on this mountain near my house, there's this one crackhead that I know, and he's into coin trading. It's not like he knows how to coin trade. It's just like, yeah, like literally buy, shit coins. He buys them at 0.0001 and goes and tells me, when this goes to $1, I'm going to have $1 trillion and we can each have our own hot tub up here. I'm like, nice, man. So this dude, get this though. So he bought, Luna was at like like whatever, really low. He put in $50 and it went to $1,000. Like that $50 became $1,000. I was like, no shit. And it was funny because he called me and told me, I was like, bro, you got to buy Luna. Like, this is going to moon. And I'm just like, I just like laughed. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Just like that. Just like your fucking, what was it, Keanu Reeves coin or like whatever the hell. But, bro, he was right. And he did like a 20x. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah. And
Wow.
And 20x was small gains that night. I'm telling you, it went 200, I think, from what I saw, and I haven't looked at it in a couple of days. So actually, I have no idea if it's up or down now. But yeah, it went from the low to the high was like 200x overnight because they made it meme coin status on Twitter.
So do you guys have to like continue sharing one hot tub now? You guys don't each get your own?
I'm kind of wondering the status on that. Like, I feel like I'm deserving of one hot tub now.
Oh, you guys didn't already have one that you shared?
No. We're currently at 0 hot tubs on the mountain where he lives. But
The mound?
the mountain that he lives on. But get this. Okay, something fun I did this week. I went up to the mountain where he lives, and this dude is built out of like rocks and dirt. He built a pizza oven. Well, they're kind of like decoration, like landscaping stones. They're like kind of brick shaped. They're like concrete or whatever. But he stacked them and then like filled the cracks with dirt and made a pizza oven. And then he like throws logs in there and like lights them and they smolder. And honestly, like some of the best pizza I've ever had.
That's hilarious, actually.
Is it mushroom pizza?
Yeah.
Well, there were mushrooms, but not magic mushrooms on it. But that was something I did this week. I went up and he made some pizza and good times.
I'm still confused how you ate NFTs, but I guess you can explain that to me later.
What? 8 NFTs?
You said you ate magic mushrooms.
Oh. No.
But
no comment. No comment.
Maybe that could be. Maybe that's what's being passed around in NFT servers.
Yeah.
And that's where you're getting all the euphoria from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe we should write this stuff down. But there was just too much this week. But it's boring, and then when you think about it, it's funny. Like Shadow Ray. I know Jack. Jack, I'm sure you have the Shadow Ray story.
Yeah,
so I'll give you a little backstory on Shadow Ray before Jack could tell you about his story. It was a project that was on Shroom Tank, and they were releasing 500, and it was gonna almost be like an investing DAO, because those probably are gonna work really great. You buy an NFT that invests in other NFTs, right? So
What
yeah,
could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Exactly. So what can go wrong is exactly what Jack is gonna tell us, I bet.
Okay, yeah. So like on the surface, I see like 500 supply, and I think it minted at 0.05. So obviously I see that, and I'm like, okay, this is like, how could this go wrong, right? I think they had like 10,000 followers, so I'm thinking there's got to be at least a little bit of demand here for like 500. And I think what it was it was minting at night, and in my time zone, I was like, okay, yeah, I just minted it, even though there's literally no value. And I think I was literally the second person. Like, I have ID number 2, I'm pretty sure. And and they stopped the mint at 20. So it's literally so on their on their Twitter. Oh my god, it gets worse. On their Twitter, it says like 500 Genesis, and like Gen 2 5,000 coming later. So this must be like the Genesis to the Genesis. So anyways, I like go into Discord. I'm like the only one that's minted other than like 19 other people. I'm sure the other 19 were the team. And so I get a DM like the next day on Discord from the founder. I won't say his name, guy. But and he's like, hey, I saw you were one of the 20 people that minted. We really we're really happy to have you in the community. Like, trust me, like we're gonna like stick with this, and we just appreciate your faith in the community. And I was like, yeah, of course, man. And it's now 4 days later, and I still haven't gotten a notification to refresh my metadata, and it's still like just the filler. There's literally, there's literally 0 volume traded. Like the floor is 0.29, but there's no volume, like really 0.
So you have a 5x iron floor.
Yeah, no, that's funny though, because it's 0.29, but I'm pretty sure yesterday, like a week after mint, it was a half an floor, and no one cut the floor. Like it didn't even get to the point where people could undercut because there was literally no volume.
Nobody wanted to pay the OpenSea fee to list it.
It's a lot easier to convince only 20 people to hold an iron floor than something like 10,000, you know?
Right? And what I don't understand, so obviously when collections don't sell out, if it's say a 7,000 supply and they only sell 3,000, and then so they have to redo some of the artwork and move
Get
things
creative.
around. Yeah, so now that this is a 20 supply, do we all get legendaries or? And I don't think I'm ever gonna see the artwork. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna disappear.
Wait,
but
that means
is it even a rug?
ETH.
That's what I mean. Like, is it even a rug? Because they made no money.
They made one ETH from their mint.
Imagine
Whoa.
rugging a 20 collection.
You never know. They could have invested the 1 ETH in Luna, and then you'd have a 1/20 of the share of like 1 ETH of Luna. You could be rich right now.
But I just think it's so funny because I guess I haven't refreshed my metadata. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's still just a filler photo.
Damn.
So I'm just gonna be holding this what do you call it? Unrevealed Shadow Rye until I die. And it's also very ironic that I keep this one because literally me and we were on that Twitter Spaces I think it was on Saturday or something. And I mentioned how I kept my Adamverse in my OpenSea just to remind myself not to be stupid and mint things when there's not enough volume, and here I go again.
So you gotta walk us through, walk through to the listeners of how, even though we see this stuff coming and we still mint the stupid stuff.
I don't know. I can't even walk you through it. I know I'm not that stupid, but because I remember going on Discord that night, and it was me, Buck, you, Pro, and I think Guac in a group chat. I don't remember, and everyone was just like, "What's going on? Is it really 0 minted?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I just minted," and then I just immediately went to bed. Yeah.
FOMO minted so you could go to sleep.
Literally.
That's how bad NFTs are this week.
No, that's actually what happened. I was like, 0.05, whatever. Thinking there's no way that this 500 supply goes below that. And I mean, it didn't go below it technically.
Oh, there you go. That's a successful project now.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, the holders or the community is so dedicated. Literally, no one's even selling them.
There's no undercutters.
Yeah, we're so dedicated.
This is how projects succeed. They happen to mint out without any fudders or paper hands or undercutters. This is going to be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club.
I kind of want to just post my, what is it called, the filler photo, so I don't keep calling it filler photo, whatever, the photo or the the image that you, the placeholder.
The placeholder.
I want to tweet the placeholder out and tag him and be like, wow, so hyped for my Shadow Rye. Pull the legendary.
I don't even think it was anything about the art. Oh, speaking of art, I guess we could keep revisiting projects. I think Haruka still has faceless people.
Oh gosh.
So someone in Deep End Research Gen chat the other day was like, "Oh my God, Haruka server got hacked. Don't mint." And my first reaction was, why is anyone even in Haruka server still?
Bro, no one minted in the first place. I don't think they're gonna mint the alleged second collection.
So I went to look at the floor price just out of curiosity, and that was 0.019, and I saw still the faceless art. So
damn.
Yeah. So again,
didn't Haruka go up to isn't this the one that went to half an ETH?
No, it was about I think 0.28 because they released the news of remember the Pokemon wristband for the watch or something like that.
Oh, didn't they have a G-Shock collab?
They had a G-Shock collab, which made it moon to from like 0.22 to 0.28.
Yeah, absolutely moon.
And then it revealed with no faces and just went down.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, so exciting NFTs. I guess in a time like this, I don't know. Are we gonna tether? Are we gonna keep our ETH? Are we gonna be Solana Moon Boys? I don't know. What's the plan? What are you guys thinking?
It's like such a weird time. Like I feel like the last week everyone has been walking like on their toes. Like everyone I'm sure a lot of people have, like had sold their ETH when it was going down, had it tethered. And then, the whole thing with UST and Luna happened. And I think that made people like terrified of just stable coins in general, even though, some are safer than others. So I think like the whole space right now is just kind of like waiting in like terror of like what's going to happen next. Cause like, I don't know what is going to happen next.
I know people say like 1 ETH equals 1 ETH. And that's like, to me, that's like the way to cope with it, but everything going down. But if you look at projects, USD value, we're at lows, right? Like, because even like you say like, if a project was at 5 ETH last month, and it's at 8 ETH now, its USD value is still down. And maybe people are realizing that. You know who's not realizing it? Like the newbie traders and the people like us that think that we're going to make 5, 10, 20x gains. The people that are realizing it are the whales, and they're not the ones trading. And I think that's why there's no volume. Someone posted on Twitter the other day something about like meme projects and derivatives, how they have like 1,000 ETH traded. What was it? The Kevin Punks. Exactly, and even the not okay bears. Even if the not okay bears didn't get delisted, that's like a meme project. The meme project will pump for 2 days and then completely crash and go to zero and never be heard from again. But that's also, there's like a crazy stat where it's like, if there's projects with 500 ETH traded on mint day, and then 2 weeks later, they're just dead. Like, again, from recent memory, I think we probably talked about them, but like, Ugly People, Loomy Heads, Clay Friends, those were all supposed to be like notable artists, right? And they had crazy amount of volume in the first 3 days, and then now nothing.
Yeah, it feels like we're like on a roller coaster, and we just went down like the first hill, and then like how you like climb back up, and it's like peace for a moment, and then it crashes again. I feel like we're in the in between point right now.
I'm
just like sitting here waiting on Twitter what's gonna happen next.
I feel like it's one of those fair rides where you're at the top of the roller coaster and you ride down, and then the meth addicted carnival workers forgot to put the bolts in at the bottom, and you just completely derail and 8 people die.
And you just keep going down.
And then it lights on fire, and then it explodes, and then the fire trucks show up and they explode.
So my target, my personal ETH target is like 1,200 to 1,400. So maybe even if we stay here, we stay around 2,000. That's great, but I don't know. I'm waiting for a like panic and fear. Like you thought panic and fear was last week. That's gonna be nothing compared to what's gonna come.
Well, I think, a lot more about like trading than both of us, but like real world trading and stuff. But I think that a lot of people saw like it level out at 2,000, and that like it's fine. But if you like take a step back and look at what's going on in like real world and the actual stock market and stuff, the signs show that this is not even close to the bottom. I mean, we're due for a recession. So if you think this is the bottom, I think you're sorely mistaken.
Yeah. How do we always get here? We always turn to doom and gloom.
I feel like last episode we started off with this.
And the kid just keeps going. The funny thing is, again, it's Twitter. Like NFTs became so Twitter centric, right? And it's like, remember when ETH was crashing from like 2,800 to 2,300? At 2,300, everyone was panicking, right? But now it's like we're hovering at 2,000 to 2,100, and then all's right in the world, right? Because the panic's gone, because like Twitter panic was last week, and this week is well, we keep saying it's Solana summer. It's all over Twitter, so people probably don't even know. People are probably selling ETH to buy Solana. That's probably why. It's got nothing to do with the economy,
Well,
people
I think
people just want Solana.
And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of the people on Twitter, like the Twitter that we see, like NFT Twitter, just view the market solely as ETH and NFTs. So like, oh, ETH and NFTs are stable, like crypto's saved, it's all good. But like I said, like if you take a step back and look at what's actually going on outside of crypto, like I think people would be a little more worrisome of their bags.
Well, by the way, I was being sarcastic about the ETH and Solana. Oh, that reminds me. There was someone I was talking to someone in voice chat the other day. Thankful he's a listener to our podcast here. But he said that sometimes he gets confused because sometimes he can't tell whether we're being sarcastic or not. So, spoiler alert, anything Buck says is sarcastic. I probably don't even know what his real name is or his voice. That's probably not even his real voice. So, yeah, disregard everything Buck says is sarcasm. Me, I go back and forth, and Jack is always 100% serious.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a big lore guy.
Yeah, I guess I'm not very sarcastic. Yeah. Well, I think pro, because I feel like I'm used to Buck's sarcasm. I feel like some pro says things, and it takes me a while to be like, oh, that was actually sarcastic.
I like to keep people guessing,
And that's why this is not financial advice.
this is why I'm practicing growing my Twitter following, because I could just say whatever I want, and then I'm right or wrong either way, right? Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah.
I mean,
you say something and you're right, then you flex on everyone that you're right. You say something and you're wrong, and you say, "Oh no, I was being sarcastic."
Yeah. No, it's just like ETH. It could go up, but it also could go down, and it might trade sideways. Just got to cover all my bases.
Yeah, just be like,
The only thing that doesn't trade sideways is NFTs, right? Because they only go down.
No.
But everything else is up, down, or sideways.
NFTs.
Here's
only
a
go
perfect
up.
example. Yeah, perfect. Example.
Only up.
Yeah.
Or down.
ETH is definitely going up.
I feel like people should like me a lot more, because instead of being all doom and gloom like you guys, I'm like, wag me, drink water, keep chatting, the mods are listening, NFTs only go up. Like, isn't that what people like to hear?
Bro, you preach drink water. The guy brings 3 bottles of water on a 20-mile hike on a mountain.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the Discord for us to remind him.
Right, bro. Right. No one reminded me. Also, that whole way up, I wasn't chatting. I thought the mods weren't watching. And my posture, shit. Absolute shit.
Dude, I've seen the chair you sit in. I know your posture's not good.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna need you to send me that picture so the viewers can see the chair.
Please.
I thought mine was bad, my old one. Yours literally looks like a mouse.
The guy goes hiking one time and ignores all the life lessons he learned grinding for whitelist. That's the real utility of NFTs.
That's why I need to be here for my mental health. It was a nightmare going away from my computer.
Yeah,
maybe you should get
fresh air, hikes, mountains, nature. I was so depressed.
You need to get one of those token gated mental health NFTs.
Oh, Ruggies? Yes, I have 25.
Yeah, Ruggies. That's what it was. Ruggies.
He said probably, the more I know. Yeah.
They're probably free now also.
You want to check? I'll check.
Free therapy.
Oh yeah, they're Genesis. What? 0.02. That's honestly, I am pleasantly surprised. They minted at 0.04 4 months ago. So the fact that they are holding half a mint price is actually boggling.
Wow. Metal Ambos will certainly be taking notes. Paywall mental health space.
Remember we had the AMA with the founder, and someone asked him if, are you worried about making a mental health channel with all the trolls on the internet? And he said he's found Discord to be very not troll-like.
Yeah, they don't exist in Web3.
Buck enters the chat.
It might have been Buck asking him that just to troll him.
Probably. And then I probably asked him if there would be mining or only crafting. And he's like, yes, I stand by my previous statement. Trolls do not exist in Web3.
They're just poking fun.
The high and mighty Web3 space, right? That we're all in.
Oh, bro, I don't know if you guys were at the AMA that Attract is doing It was a couple weeks ago. It was, I can't even think of the name, which is pretty bad. But it was like, I think it was something similar to a pre-mint pass, or they're gonna have their own marketplace or something. Honestly, was Bubble, yeah.
Bubble World?
Yeah, Bubble World. Yeah, that was it. So I go in the chat and, I just, ask my regular question. And so at first the track just skips it. I'm like, oh, wow, you're skipping my question. And he's like, fine. So he asks it. He goes, will there be mining or only crafting? And this dude was so sharp. He didn't even skip a beat. Like, as soon as a track finished saying crafting, he goes, there will be staking. You'll be able to stake your passive blob. Like, it did not phase this dude one bit. Like, he was born for that question. Like, he knew in his head what he was going to say.
I like it. Sounds but that does sound very Web 2 PR-ish. Right?
Oh, dude,
almost like scripted. So, I'm coming up with a theory that there is no Web 2 and Web 3. Like the the Scooby-Doo meme where like you pull the mask off and it's like, so it'll be a guy wearing a Web 3 mask and you pull off his mask and it's really just Web 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's NFTs. That's just, you heard it here first. Web 2 is Web 3.
Yeah, like the more people that like move into Web 3 and just see it as an opportunity to just make a bunch of money off people, the worse it gets. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a large reason why we're here. I feel like back, summer and fall last year, that there was just like a lot more money and people were a lot like less, like obviously fewer scams had happened. There were fewer cash grab projects just because like over time more and more people do it. So I feel like there was more liquidity in the space. The markets were better. There was, more stimmy checks going around.
Yeah.
Well, it was new and fun, right? Like Well,
I think like people saw people making money and they were, oh, I can do this too. And I think like 2 months ago was when all those people back in the fall were like, their projects were coming to fruition, like they were thinking about what they were going to do. And then they started.
You're saying about the projects, with the roadmap, they're launching in October, their roadmap. So their long-term vision, right? Like it's time, like, where is it? Right. You launched 6 months ago. So, what are we doing here? Everyone uses the excuse of building, slow burn, don't be a flipper, have faith in the project. Well,
mangas take time, roadmap. Bro. Mangas take time.
Hey, manga.
Manga. I forgot. Right. I'm sorry. I'm not a weeb. Right.
Okay, Naruto. God. How pissed when I was when I saw the PXN Tanjiro NFT. I was pissed.
Jack's over here cringing at us not being it's weeb levels.
Yeah, whoa.
That's because he's the lore guy.
I watched anime
we're disrespecting his craft.
Today. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's so funny. No, I don't know, but like what we're talking about with like the founder like responding to the mining or crafting and immediately having an, it's just the same people that decided that, oh well, so and so made a project, I'll just do the same thing. But by the time they actually get to their project, what they wanted to do was so old and washed. And I've talked to Buck about this before. Like Wolf Game and whatever was like so popular, so everyone's like, oh, the new meta is P2E. Well, by the time these projects actually with their P2E meta, no one gives a shit about P2E meta. So it's like you can't catch up with the trends because everything's moved too fast. Yeah. So oversaturated.
What about hammies? I'm still holding.
my hammies are lost. My hammies are still staked, but the website doesn't exist anymore. So I don't even know what happens with that.
Bro, that's a big L because I'm never letting go of my hammy. That one, he's like the king of my hidden folder.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hammy's is hidden folder? Yeah, you gotta wear it with pride. I actually had Hammy's is funny. So like, I think Hammy's was an all animated collection, right? And when they re-rolled them, I actually got like a super rare one. It had like laser eyes and everything and a gold crown. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I never had anything laser eyes in my whole life. Right? And I was so excited. And then I staked him and he's gone. So I can't even look at it.
Wait, Hammy's is the one that just completely rugged, right?
No, Hammy's screwed up their contract with high gas. So it kind of failed. But to the founder's defense, so we had to like unstake and restake because it's a different contract. To the founder's defense, he did refund me staking gas. Like I DM'd him and I told him that I couldn't afford to restake, which was probably, not the best thing to do for morally, but oh well. So he actually sent me, it was like 0.02 ETH, and he actually sent it to me. But then I guess that the project was just too much. That there was like too much failures, and one day the Discord was just gone, and then the Twitter was gone, and then the website was gone.
Remember that the Ruggies mental health guy deleted your horror story about hammies? About
hammies. And he told me it wasn't in depth enough.
Yeah, no, yeah. I thought he said something else. I thought he said I can't.
Well, I didn't put in effort. Yeah, he said he was deleting stories that people didn't put in effort.
Yeah,
and I was like,
if you don't know enough for me. Yeah, you don't sound that sad.
There wasn't enough floor there for him.
You're depressed. Just cheer up.
So, yeah. I actually, going back to Wolf Game, I actually have a hot take on Wolf Game. I don't think that Wolf Game was even ever successful. What people don't realize what Wolf Game is, that it minted, it went below mint, it was dying, until randomly 600 ETH got injected into the LP, right? Where that came from, I don't know. The rumors is that, a bunch of rich people came together, realized that if they owned a bunch of sheep and wolves and they put in 600 ETH into the LP, they would be able to get, build enough hype where they'd be able to use that on exit liquidity, the game would pump. So that's when, it started out as like, if you had one sheep, it was something like you can make $600 a day from collecting the wool, and a sheep only costs like $400, whatever the ETH amount was, right? And then as the price of sheep came up, then people were buying the token, and it became like a cascading effect of the floor price going up and the token price going up. But that only happened because the 600 ETH got injected into the LP. Because we know with P2E games, the LP gets drained and it's over. Well, it took a while for them to drain that 600 ETH in there. So what was that? That had to be, at that time, what was ETH? Close to 4,000? So that had to be, millions of dollars in the LP? So to me, if that never happened, then there wouldn't even be this P2E stuff, because that would have never been a success.
That's hilarious. That's wild. It's just, so you're telling me insider trading happens in NFTs?
No. This is not Web 2.
Oh.
No. That doesn't happen in Web 3.
Yeah.
Everyone, we're all high and mighty.
Yeah. No, Moonbirds, were honestly, the artwork was just really cool.
Yeah.
Some Moonbirds artwork. Definitely worth a 40 ETH floor, right?
Yeah.
It would probably be going to 60 ETH if Steve Aoki didn't buy it 40, right?
Yeah, right. Honestly, Invisible Fake Monkey Land, also super cool.
Wait,
I definitely need 100,000 of these.
Oh. The Ape Land, Yuga Labs land.
Yeah.
Oh, how's that?
No.
I think that's what you missed, Buck. You missed the Fortnite reveal.
Did it pump? Or
no. You missed the trailer of the Yuga Labs land.
Oh my god! Yes.
Oh. Yeah. No. You sent me that. It's just bro. It just looks like a shitty browser game.
They literally, yeah.
In their defense, Fortnite is wildly successful, right? So I guess if
it doesn't look like it
doesn't look like Fortnite.
No, because I didn't see any weapons or building or anything yeah, it's third person. I guess if you glanced at two screenshots, they might look similar, but it's the thing is there was no sort of gameplay. It was just from what I saw, it was just a bored ape running around this alleged metaverse, but it's what kind of game like that? I feel like that could be made in a few days by a dev.
What do you mean, dude? That is the game.
Do you just walk around?
Yeah, with your bored ape, obviously, so other people with bored apes can see your bored ape.
Yeah, 3D rendered.
Yeah, 3D version of it.
How foolish of me! How foolish of me to FUD something so amazing,
dude! And you can actually go to the actual yacht club.
Yeah, the yacht club was in the trailer. You didn't see that?
Dude. Yeah.
I guess I just missed all the good parts. Yeah.
Well, to bring up something else that happened this week, and because your PFP is not worth 100K, so we don't care about your advice.
Right. Yes, I did see that one as well. Another banger.
Yeah. For those of you listening that don't know, there was a person in the Bored Ape community put on Twitter something like, if your PFP is not worth $100,000, pretty much don't give him advice. And he actually got completely eviscerated on Twitter. I was actually happy. The responses were pretty funny. K-Money did a video that was hilarious. And so for a quick, I would say, 20 minutes, the NFT space came together before going back to killing each other.
Oh, yeah. People were tearing him apart. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's the elitism of NFTs that people are fighting against. But, only their elitist topic, right? Because they could be elitist on something else, and it's okay. But
Did
I
you
don't
see
know.
the Bored Ape, like people are tweeting out like the location for the Bored Ape Con, whatever. What is it called? Bored Ape venue for Ape Fest, and it's just like this, like it looks like a Miami club.
I saw that. I just saw the building.
Yeah,
It's like a building on the water, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
on a location.
Yeah, it's just they just showed the building, and like I don't know, man. It just like I tweeted about being cringy. Maybe I'm just salty because I don't own a Bored Ape, and I'm not, privileged and rich like these guys. But like, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. But like I don't know. It's just like I just like they like what do you? I don't know. I just don't get the point. It just seems so weird to me. It seems so culty.
Well, they are exclusive, and they're the leaders in Web3, right?
Yeah.
So what they say goes, and we should all be thankful that they're here for us.
I just imagine it like those like those parody videos of like Steve Jobs being like, and he got rid of the aux jack, and then everyone's like, wow, and like so start clapping. Like I just imagine that there, and they're like, we're gonna release, and everyone's quiet. 100,000 more other side, and everyone's like, oh my god, how innovative, it's crazy. You paving the way.
I feel like it's just a safe place for your virginity, somewhere where you can go where it's never at risk of getting stolen from you.
Right. They're like, you've heard of M1 serum. You've heard of M2 serum. Have you heard of M3? But what if we do M4?
They come out with next is the Bored Ape Cat Club, because they already make dogs, right? So next you'd have to do cats, so then maybe like throw in a parrot or something.
Dude,
no, but they're doing codas. Sorry, they're doing codas.
Yeah.
Well,
then they're like announcing like mutant codas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. So I guess just to wrap it up, slow NFT week, slow crypto week. We're gonna be Solana Moon Boys, and hopefully next week gives us some more stuff. At least we have some laughs, right? At least
I feel like we have to buy Solana, so at least we can be involved in it, so we have things to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Well, next week we might have six or so.
Great, that'll take up about 3 minutes of our time.
Is that it? Maybe we should talk about Black Paris again, just because we talk about it every week.
Right. Keep that streak going.
I'm sure someone else will say something stupid on Twitter. I'm sure there'll be another scandal, a blue chip, quote unquote, rug pull scandal.
I'll have to attend some shitty AMAs this week.
Yeah. We'll keep our eyes peeled on AMAs and whitelist giveaways and things like that. So, other than that, thanks everyone for listening. You guys made it through another What the FUD episode, if you made it this far. If you just wanted to fast forward to the end just so you could hear us say this, then that's cool too. And thanks again, everyone.
Catch y'all next week.
Later.
Give them a yeehaw.
Yeeeehaw!
What's the opposite of a yeehaw? Like a goodbye yeehaw.
A yeehaw.
The opposite of a yeehaw. Hi!
Right. There you go. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.